Hello and welcome to the Goldco News Brief. I'm Kevin Connor. We have a special segment today. We're going to be visiting with Jim Rogers in Singapore. Jim Rogers, international investor, billionaire, co-founder of the Quantam Fund, a fund that to date has outperformed every index fund in history. 4,200% return in the 10-year period. During the same time, the S&P performed at 47%. You've seen him on CNN. You've seen him on the major networks. A regular contributor to the Wall Street Journal has taken time to have this exclusive interview with Goldco Precious Metals. He's in Singapore now, in between flights. I understand he's in the middle of a workout. Jim, are you there?
I rode my bicycle in the gym.
No kidding.
Yeah. If you wonder,
Well,
if we need to, I'll stop, but let's try to start.
My first question to you, Jim, is this. What would you say to U.S. citizens, hardworking Americans who are retired or soon approaching retirement that have no gold or silver in their retirement portfolio?
Well, in my view, everybody should own some gold and silver as an insurance policy, as nothing else. We all have fire insurance. We hope our house never burns down, but we have the fire insurance anyway. So at the last resort, that's the way I look at gold and silver. I own it because I hope to make money someday. But if nothing else, we should all own some gold and silver as an insurance policy, just like we have life insurance and health insurance.
Jim, most of our clients at Goldco Precious Metals are hardworking Americans who have a large percentage of their investments in a retirement account, an IRA or a 401k, which takes advantage of the IRS-sanctioned tax advantages. What would you say to them about rolling over a balanced portion of the traditional retirement account into a gold IRA?
I mean, if you know what you're doing, sure. And I would agree that it's a great insurance policy, but I would disagree that you can make money in gold and silver. If you get your timing right, you can make a lot of money in gold and silver.
Thank you, Jim. The dollar is at a 4-year high. What does it mean? What's next for us?
But as I say, I do own some gold and silver myself. And if you can find any way that's tax efficient to invest in anything, you should do it. There's no question about that.
Jim, for our viewers, there are many conflicting opinions about the nature of the market, where it's going, but there seems to be a growing consensus from experts on both sides of the aisle that indicate that we're looking at a significant market correction in the relative near future. Your thoughts?
Kevin, the U.S. dollar is not a safe haven, but most people think it is, and therefore they flee to the U.S. dollar, which is a very flawed currency. But since everybody thinks it's good and thinks it's safe, I own the U.S. dollar. My expectation is that as the turmoil gets worse over the next year or 2 or 3, I mean, I don't know when, the dollar will go higher and higher. Some point along there, I'm going to have to sell it because it's going to get out of control. And who knows what I will do with my money then? As for the near term, you know, the dollar's gone straight up here in the last few weeks, to my delight. But still, anything that goes straight up like that usually needs to have a rest. I'm very bad at market timing, but I would expect there to be a rest in the dollar before it resumes its uptrend over the next year or 2 or 3. We're going to have corrections, don't get me wrong. The stock market in America has not had a 10% correction in several years. That is extremely unusual. It certainly hasn't had a 20% correction. So the market, what's been happening in the market in the past few years in America is an anomaly. So we are overdue for a correction. Doesn't mean it has to happen anytime soon, but we're going to have corrections, and eventually they're going to start getting bigger and bigger. And of course, eventually we're going to have the big one, or one of the big ones, and the market's going to go down a great deal, and all of us are going to suffer very badly. That may not happen for a year or 2, but it's certainly going to happen. Anyway, let's do it again sometime, okay?
Thank you for watching. We're happy to bring you yet another exclusive interview with Goldco Precious Metals. We look forward to speaking with Jim Rogers again, wherever he may be in the world. And until then, this is Kevin Connor, and this has been the Goldco News Brief.